Welcome inside the high school huddle. Along with Ronnie Phillips, still Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. We get set for the 2024 high school football season. Today, we take a look at the Muskogee Roughers, the defending state champions. But before we do that, let's hear from our great title sponsor, Red River Roofing.
Nothing revitalizes your home faster than new siding. Transform your house into your dream home with Red River Roofing Siding and Windows. Call today for a free inspection.
The Roughers coming off an 11-2 championship season. It seemed like we were just watching Mr. Ficklin throw it down the field and run against the down the field at UCO as they look to defend their crown. I think they're probably the favorite in 6A2 this year. Coach Travis Hill, ever since taking over that program, has taken them to the top, and he's done it pretty quick.
Well, these kids, I mean, they believe in what Coach Hill's doing. I mean, you can see that. We got to see that firsthand last year in the state championship game between Muskogee and Stillwater. Great ball game, and Mr. Ficklin took that game over and kind of threw everybody on his back and says, let's go ahead and get a state title. But it's you know, they're a team that the assistant coaches are electric. Yep. We've had a lot of fun talking to them over the years. They're just all about it, you know. I mean, Muskogee reminds me of years back in the glory days when Guthrie was on that great run. They kind of remind me of that Guthrie team in 5A. You know, that had this belief, starting to build a program, had a coach came in that really turned them around, got them thinking differently. A lot of athletes did great things, great assistant coaches. So Muskogee is, they graduated a lot of people, got a lot of kids went out to play college football, but boy, they got a lot back and got some good transfers in.
Yeah, and leading that way, Ronnie, is the quarterback, Jamarian Ficklin. He's committed to Texas State.
I don't think that'll stand.
He just feels like he's a better player than Texas. Nothing against Texas State. No. He can go there and have a great career, but I wonder if he can add on to a championship year with this season, if maybe that can up a little bit.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. He's a baller. You saw, like I said, we saw him last year play. Texas State, no disrespect, but again, he'll have an opportunity to further impress schools as he goes along. But again, like Phil was talking about, the culture when we were down the field after they won, those guys were so happy. They're so electric. I mean, they're huge fans of the high school huddle too. So we're a little bit biased, just a little bit. But
that's right. That was the first time Ronnie and we had fans.
We had lots of fans.
Yelling at us. Like, whoa.
Yeah, so we had to stop and talk. But yeah,
I was upstairs working.
Yeah. You got one job.
Turn the lights on.
But yeah, no, they believe in what Coach Travis Hills talks about, and man, they're fun to watch, and gritty bunch of kids there.
Yeah, Ficklin, 10 of 11 in the state championship game, 235 yards passing, 4 touchdowns in that victory over Stillwater. First championship for the Roughers since 1986, and they have a great chance of going back-to-back. As far as Ficklin, though, racked up over almost 4,200 yards, 52 touchdowns, career total 482 of 761 passing for 8,500 yards.
Yeah, so, here's a kid that most likely is going to end up over 10,000 yards passing for his career, and you know, and he's electric with his feet.
Yep.
I mean, he's tough. He's smart. I mean, he's a football player. I could see him getting on somebody like Oklahoma State's radar, that kind of school. This scene. Now, what we don't know, a lot of these kids say, Texas State at HBCU University, and there's a lot of these young men that are wanting to go play at HBCUs. So this could be, we don't know the backstory there, right?
Sure.
So this could be where he wants to be, and if so, he'll go there and light it up at Texas State.
He's the nucleus, but then you have, returning wide receiver, the Beasley kid, had over 600 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns. But now P.J. Wallace, a transfer in from Bartlesville, comes over to join the Ficklin party. And he, by the way, P.J. Wallace, running back, is Bartlesville's all-time leading rusher.
Yeah.
And he moves to Muskogee.
Yeah. So,
and then you throw in Miguel Chavez, the offensive lineman. He's committed to UNLV. Yep. So that's, I don't know if Roughers will have enough players to play defense, but the offense might be enough to get them to a championship game.
Yeah. And we saw it last year in the state championship game. Ficklin, he goes over on the defensive side of the ball and plays some safety. I mean, the kid's he's a special athlete.
Yeah, so Muskogee, a big transfer in from P.J. Wallace, and I think that makes them even stronger. I think 6A2 won't be quite as strong this year. As we take a look at the Roughers schedule, it all begins with Booker T. Washington to begin the season. A couple Arkansas teams there in the middle. And then if you dig into it, I think Sapulpa is a good offensive ball club. That'll be interesting. Sand Springs was in the top 5 a good part of the season last year. No reason why they can't be there again this year in 6A2. PC North is an improved team. But, boy, that Bartlesville game will be interesting as P.J. Wallace will take on his former team. But your initial thoughts on the Rougher schedule?
Well, we took a look at Rogers, Arkansas. They won a lot of football games last year and were competitive in all their games except for that last playoff loss. They lost by a couple touchdowns, 2 or 3 touchdowns. But obviously a quality football team last year. Of course, you never know in high school what graduated, what didn't, especially being out of state. But, I think outside of that Rogers game, Sepulpa's good, Sand Springs is good. I think I've got both of those potentially in my top 5 in 6A2. But I think I think Muskogee is odds-on favorite to repeat this year in 6A2.
Ronnie?
Yeah, again, I think if you're going the record off Oklahoma teams, they're going to go undefeated against Oklahoma teams. Again, the Arkansas teams, we're not very sure about those, but from what I saw on those 2 programs, I think Muskogee definitely is going to have a good chance of winning those ball games. Yeah. So I got them going 10-0, and again, that kind of tells you how good Muskogee is. That they're so good they got to go to Arkansas to find some teams to play against. Yeah. So kudos to the schedule there, Coach Travis Hill.
Phone calls. You know what? Something just came up.
Yeah.
I'd be curious the conversation. No Muskogee Carl Albert this year.
I know.
Yeah. That'd be fun to watch again.
That was one of the losses that Muskogee had last year.
No shame in that game either.
No,
and the other one was Stillwater, but different districts now. But Enid, Pump City, and Carl Albert off of the schedule, and so I'm sure there's we'll go find some Arkansas teams to play, I guess. But it will be interesting to see how the Roughers try to defend their title. It's always tough to repeat.
It is. But again, Coach Hill can flat out coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll have these kids.
Proven 5A, 6A level.
Yeah, 5A, 6A level, a lot of success at East Central as a head coach for years and years and years. I mean, he can flat coach. He'll have the kids ready. There'll be none of the we won the gold ball last year hangover stuff going on in Muskogee.
Agree. Be sure to catch the High School Huddle all season long right here on Second Banana Media. Subscribe, hit that bell so you know when we go live. Our show is interactive with all the great people across the state of Oklahoma. So questions, comments, player spotlights, all that good stuff. Love to have the interaction with you all season long here on the High School Huddle. Best of luck to the Muskogee Roughers and your favorite team.